Hi everybody, this is going to be hopefully a short video and an easy job to do. I've noticed that when you get in the car when it's dark, the interior light is pretty dull, it's quite yellow, and I've decided that I'm going to try and replace the bulb that's in there with a LED bulb. Hopefully this will give us a brighter interior light when we get in at night. For the moment I've got, because I'm in the garage but it's got large windows, I've covered the windscreen with an old dust cloth just to get it a little bit darker inside, to try and illustrate what I'm talking about. But even so, looking at the video as I'm taking it, it looks quite bright, the light, but in reality it's not. So I'm going to do a little bit of extraction of the existing bulb and then see about fitting a new one. This is what I've bought to replace the bulb in the interior light. They are the W5W fitting, and looking at the manual, the fitting for the existing bulb is actually W3W. The important thing really is that these are 1 watt, so as opposed to the 3 watt lights that are in already, but they should be actually brighter. They're Osram manufacture, so they should be quite good. And when I've got the old bulbs out and these fitted, I'll let you see what the results are. Hi everybody. Well, like all great ideas, it doesn't always work out. At the moment I've removed the lens cover, which in the manual says lever it out, and I have a set of trim tools, so I got that out, came out fairly easily. But what you find when you get in there is that the rear or back assembly doesn't readily want to come out. The bulb you can move. I can move the bulb there in its holder, but I can't readily get at it. So what I've done now is that you can see I've removed the rear view mirror, and also I've had a go at removing, and have removed, this sensor, which just pulls out and it reveals behind that a Phillips head screw, which I'm about to take out, which will allow this whole section to be brought down. So if I just undo that, if I can hold the camera and do it at the same time, let's just see. There we are. That's the bulb, one bulb, which I'm going to see if I can fit my LED in place of. So it gives me access to the back of the bulb holder, the lamp holder, which is now completely loose. In fact, it's fallen down the back. Just a minute. There it is. That's it. And according to the manual, this back part should have all pulled out nicely through the particular recesses here, which match up with these tabs here. but when you try and start levering everything and trying to rotate it, as it says, rotate 20 degrees and it'll pull out, it doesn't. So access to it now is from the back. So what I'll do now is I'll just see if I can change this bulb for the LED bulb, and then we'll see about putting it back together. What I'll do is I'll light it up, one lamp with the old bulb in and one with the new bulb, just to get a comparison. Okay everyone, I've now got the bulb out, which is the existing bulb. This is the existing bulb, this is the new bulb. The fitting does fit perfectly well into the existing socket that this bulb came out of, the old one. And if I can see now that I've got the one of the bulbs is still lit, one of the side light, the interior lights is still lit. And if I push this into the socket, I think you can see straight away that it's going to make a big difference. Fits perfectly, no problem at all. So I'll put it back together with the lens cover on, and then take some more pictures of it, and then we'll get a direct comparison. Okay, there we are. There's a direct comparison between the original light on the left and the LED white light that I've got in on the right. Significantly brighter. Will be excellent at night, I would think, to light up the cabin. This is bright white. You can get warm white. Might tone it down and put a warm white in later. Just one thing to watch when you're putting it in. Basically this can go in as a bayonet and turn one way or 180 degrees further round. Now you need to go in the direction so that the dog leg on the lamp holder goes towards the middle. I made the mistake of having it the other way, and of course it then clashes with all this here. All this is the mounting for the sun visor. So make sure when you put it in that the arm and the mounting, the offset on the arm of the mounting for the bulb goes towards the middle. Those who've seen my other video about the video camera that I put mounted in the car will understand what this cable is. This cable is the power supply for the dash cam. So I'm going to carry on now and finish off the job, putting another bulb into the other side, into this side. As you can see, it's quite yellowy, and this one bright white. And then when I've done that, I think I'll do the back, because the back is the same. Very dull, very yellowy. And then it's the same fitting and the same in the trunk, in the boot. So I'm going to do those as well. But this seems to be quite a success. Just thought I'd do one more shot before I put the rear view mirror on, so you can see both bulbs clearly, or both lamps clearly. Very sharp now, very white, and panning down to the dash, everything is really crisp, looks very modern. It's got a better edge to it than with the very dull orangey yellow coloured original bulbs. The good thing about this as well is that these only absorb 1 watt of power each. The other bulbs that were in there were 3 watt. So on that basis, you don't need to worry about overloading any electrical systems, and you get a lot brighter light. Okay, everything's back together. You can see a nice bright white interior light there, just beyond to the right of the mirror. Just gone out on the timer because I've just closed the door. We'll open it again. There we go. And the camera's back in place. I've taken the opportunity to just lengthen the lead to my camera, and also just lower the camera slightly, so it makes it a little bit easier to put the power supply to the camera, because the lead was a little tight. So while I was doing all this work, it was easy enough just to get a little bit more cable and make that job a little bit easier as well. When I want to switch it off for a long time, when it's in the garage like it is now, I always take off the power lead to it. But as previous with the dash cam, I've now had it 4 and 5 days on permanently, and no detrimental effect to the battery. So if anybody wants that as a footnote to what we've done previously with the dash cam installation, you're pretty safe 4 or 5 days. So that's about it really. If you want to do this job, I suggest, rather than following what it says in the manual about changing the lamps, take off the mirror, take off the lower down the support part of your headlight for the interior lights, give you a lot freer, easier access than fiddling about trying to just take out the lamp itself. What I've decided to do is just come out and go in the garage while it's dark and see what the lights look like in the dark. So let's give it a try, if I can get in without falling over everything. Well, that's a bit of a success in my book. That is nice and bright, really crisp. Looks very modern as well. Just seeing the footwells, I think I might have to do those as well. Anyway, it's a success, I think. Let's see if we can get some lights on now. This is the workshop. Bit of fencing in there, just waiting for some painting. Plenty of lifting tattle. Horizontal beam with half-ton capacity, in case, God forbid, I ever have to take the engine out. And the lift. So a few bits and pieces. Anyway, the lights are a success.